There is beauty all around us, but just like anything else in life, it is nurtured with care and effort. In this episode of DV, Yancy is taking us to a local laboratory that goes beyond expectations in producing a clean product for the mass. So, what's their secret? We're about to find out.
When it comes to technology, you probably think about the metaverse or computer coding, but you probably wouldn't think there's a lot of innovation in beauty and skincare products, from selecting the ingredients to the process. There's so much more efforts that can be done in everyday items. So let's go find out more. Hello, Angela, but tell me what you do here in Hong Kong.
We have been doing what we have been doing for almost 20 years now. The way I started it was like helping my brother to resettle in Hong Kong, and I thought, wow, it would be great if he could help turn what I have been enjoying doing, which is
Skincare.
Skincare, yes, into products.
Before entering skincare, did you have education in skin products before?
Well, actually, I was practicing lawyer for over 30 years.
So you are a lawyer?
Yes.
Passionate about skincare?
Yes, and but for that I have also studied traditional Chinese medicine, food therapies.
And so you use your previous traditional Chinese medicine knowledge and you use that to put on your skincare?
Yes, but of course I don't just do it myself. I have a team of scientists helping me. The team includes a former White House science advisor from the US who's a Chinese. Also, researchers in pharmaceutical companies, the best in the world, traditional Chinese medicine practitioners, and so on.
Wow, so your whole team is very educated and advanced in this field.
Yes.
But why did you decide to have this skincare? Because I know it's clean skincare.
Yes, because if you, I don't know whether you're aware, these days in all the modern economies, there are an increasing number of breast cancers in women. And in fact, eczema, have you heard?
Yes.
And other skin problems, they are so prevalent.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the abusive use of harmful chemicals. In fact, in the US, there is an industry-focused group called EWG. It has listed out 4,000 plus harmful chemicals. But these, unfortunately, are very widely used in skincare products in the market.
So you have no chemicals in your products here?
We don't. And in fact, we stand by what we say. We have a statutory declaration made by our former head of R&D who formulated the products. For skincare, you do need it basically every day. So to me, it's like food for the skin. And TCM is, what you have the best of both worlds, because for TCM, many of them, food and medicine, have a common source. In Chinese, it is 藥食同源. It's safe as food, but effective as medicine. So those are the plant-based TCM that we resort to. If you look at many products in the market, they don't have an expiry date.
Oh, the shelf life is like...
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I definitely have some 4 years ago products.
Yes, and well, in fact, some can last for decades, They must have very strong preservatives in them. What we use is we have developed a green preservation system by using TCM that control microbes.
How do you test the products?
We don't test them on animals ourselves, but we test on humans, like myself.
Yourself. I see you pointing your finger at
colleagues
yourself.
and so on, yes. But actually, we also have a mini fish farm for zebra fish, and because it is accepted that embryos of zebra fish less than 5 days are not regarded as animals. And yet they are 80% like humans. So that's why the test result is a very good reference.
Do you have other companies that you work with in Hong Kong?
We collaborate with growers, of ingredients.
Like local farmers?
Local farmers, yes. Including an NGO that we have been helping. We hired specialists to help them grow aloe vera in their farm, and they supply them to us for use as ingredients.
And other than the ingredients process, I know you do a lot of other things to ensure a clean product.
Yeah, water. Our water process is, again, we go beyond what is required to ensure that the water that we use in our products are probably the best in the world. Because now, people usually use pure water. That's generally used in the industry. We go one step further to do ultra pure, but not only that, but we also have another process which render the water particularly energized with biophotonic energy.
Ah, I see. So not just filtering it, but you give it energy as well.
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes.
Then your factory floor is squeaky clean.
Yeah, it definitely has to be for the best products possible.
Yeah, but what do you do here in this factory?
So I am the manager for the production operation, and I oversee things like the planning, the quality control, the whole process through from beginning to end. All the approvals have to come through me and also my team, and then we always work to have the highest standards so that we have the best product possible for our customers.
And I see a lot of tanks and everything, like just right next to you. What are they? Can you explain to me?
So the tanks you see are the water filtration machine, and this machine works in 3 steps. So it takes tap water and then it puts it through charcoal and also an element filter, which takes away the large impurities. Then it goes through a second phase of reverse osmosis filtering. So something like that actually is fairly common in homes now, and it does do a very good job.
Like buying those filters for the taps
yes,
in the
yes.
sink and in the kitchen. And
Yes,
everything.
yes, it's similar to that, but just on a much larger scale. And then from there, the RO filter can get the water impurities out of it that are about the same size as a water molecule. And then from there, because there are soluble impurities that we can't filter out with regular elements, we go through a final phase called electronic deionization. And then at the very end, you get what we call ultra pure water in this tank here. And from there, it then can be used in the production process. After the water goes through all the stages of filtering, it also gets a joyful music treatment and also a fractal water treatment. So the joyful music treatment is where we essentially play classical music for the water to listen to. And also the fractal water treatment is similar in a way that as the water passes through the system, everything is energized, and then it creates a better water overall for our products.
I heard people play music to their baby,
Right.
or before it's given birth.
Right.
But how does music help the water?
Similar idea, right? I mean, if you're in an element where it's nice music playing for you, you feel better about it, it's similar idea.
So it's like the sound frequency helps the water.
That's right, that's right. So it's sort of, you listen to good music and you feel good about it. So you see the bright colors, and it kind of gives you an uplifted feel.
Yeah.
And we want our employees and our staff, people
Oh,
that
so
come
it's not
through
for
here-
the water, it's for the employees.
Yeah, for everything, because actually the music we play is also through the factory as well. So as our staff is working,
They're in a good mood.
it helps lift their mood, and it makes them, it helps them through their day, right? And we want to take care of our staff, and just little tiny things like that.
But other than the water filter, is there other stuff you do here?
Yeah, so all along the way, our product, before it even becomes a product, all ingredients, including the water, including the raw materials that we all purchased, down to the bottles and things like that, all of it has to go through a very tight vetting process. So where we buy ingredients from also goes through a careful selection process. So each ingredient, as it comes into the factory, has to go through a lot of compliance.
Yeah.
And once we deem it fit for our standards, then it can be put into the mixing process. So along the way, we'll do things like microbial tests, viscosity tests, there's color tests.
Yeah, and actually I know not just about your process, but I see your employees here as also have this very good cleaning routine as well.
Yes, so everybody has been trained to keep the environment as clean as they can. So they all know that they have to wash their hands, wear a specific uniform in a specific way. Even things like our air is highly filtered. As they go in, they have to take an air shower to actually remove as much of the surface impurity, like contaminants, like could be hairs, could be dust, anything like that.
Yeah.
And then on the inside, the air filter is constantly removing impurities like PM 2.5 particulates. And even in our factory, we have a system where the air pressure inside the factory is slightly higher than
the
air,
outside
than
here.
the outside air, that's correct. So then what happens is any air that comes through the factory will push out, as opposed to any door possibly, if it's open, it pulls in. So that way also any dust or anything like that doesn't get pulled into the factory. Every little bit that we do are all in an effort to make the best product possible.
Welcome back. Yancy will take us around the lab to discover the great lengths this company goes to produce their products. Let's see what's next.
Hi, Yancy.
Hi, Vincent.
So this is the zebrafish system here. So actually the zebrafish genome and human genome is quite similar, and therefore we can use the zebrafish to evaluate the toxicity as well as the efficacy of our products. But what you see here is adult fish.
Oh, so you do testing on these fishes?
Not exactly. We actually collect the embryos from them and do testing on the embryo. According to EU directive, the embryos less than 5 days old are not considered as animals, and therefore it's an animal alternative for efficacy testing. I mean, since the genome is quite similar to human, therefore, if we're trying to evaluate the whitening effect of our drugs, we can observe the pigment suppression in the embryo.
In the zebra embryos?
Zebrafish embryo, yes.
Oh. But other than the pigmentation, can you test other chemicals on these fishes?
We can test different efficacy of different chemicals. For example, we can test the anti-aging effects or antioxidation effect of different drugs on the embryos.
Wow. But when did you guys start using this zebra testing?
So this technique is not invented by us, but this zebrafish embryo has already been used for a few decades in academic field. Yeah.
So I know most of the products here it uses traditional Chinese medicine, but in my mind, traditional Chinese medicine seems a bit old-fashioned.
Yes, what we are doing now is trying to apply the modern science, the technology to analyze the ingredients of the TCM plant or TCM products. Then we use the scientific method to help to integrate these effective ingredients into a product that can show an evidence-based effect. So when we are doing the formulation, first step, we will do a lot of literature review to find out any ingredient that can possibly show the effect that we want. For example, when we are trying to do an anti-aging product, then we will look for any ingredient that can show the anti-aging effects or antioxidation effects. Okay, we will also take a look of the Chinese medicine reference to find out any possible ingredients. And then we will do some screening. We will use, for example, like a zebrafish embryo test to screen all the ingredients out. And then we try to do some like mix and match to find out if there's any synergistic effects. I mean, if we can find any combination showing synergistic effect, which means that we can lower the amount of this ingredient to producing a more promising effects. Okay, so this is how we do the formulation.
Why the interest to study traditional Chinese medicine? Why don't you use westernized medicine?
Western chemical, Western drug did show us side effects. So let's use paraben, the preservative, for example. So people find that the paraben has an estrogenic effect, that the prolonged accumulation of paraben may show endocrine disruption. And also, for example, another moisturizing agent that commonly used in moisturizing product called cycloxanthin. So this is a good moisturizing agent. However, there are ex vivo studies showing that it can cause irreversible damage to skin barrier.
What happens when you damage the skin barrier?
So if the skin barrier damage,
Yeah.
it will cause the transdermal water loss. And without the barrier, the allergen can easily get into your skin and cause the contact dermatitis.
Or like skin irritation,
Skin reaction, inflammation, etc.
eczema, allergy.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, it's rarely find the similar side effects in Chinese medicine.
But what is the main difficulties of using traditional Chinese medicine, do you think?
For traditional medicine, one of the difficulties I encounter would be the way we try to put the TCM ingredients into the product. For example, some useful or active ingredients from the TCM plant or TCM herb are not water soluble. They are not dissolved in water. So therefore, when we are trying to formulate a toner or water-based
Yeah.
products, so we need to find some way to help to dissolve non-water soluble ingredients into those.
So that's the biggest difficulty of using traditional medicine in a beauty product.
Yes.
So it's no longer, if I'm getting everything right, it's no longer traditional Chinese medicine. It's
I would say this is a modern Chinese medicine.
That's so interesting. Modern Chinese medicine in beauty products is indeed a novelty for the traditionalists. Looks like Yancy is meeting with one such person.
Hi, Walton. Nice meeting you. And thank you for meeting me today to talk about organic agriculture produce. I know you have a company. Please tell me more.
Okay, I was a founder of a local organic farm, and right now we have a cooperative farm with different farmers, and we now own an online platform for selling the organic produce to Hong Kong people.
Do you sell it just online or do you do it offline as well, like in supermarkets?
We have both online and offline, and we also own a small shop in Cheung Sha.
Oh, nice. So, but do you know, like organic products, do you think Hong Kong people are educated in this? And is there a need for organic produce?
Sure they are, but at the same time, I believe Hong Kong people, they may not know how difficult being a farmer in Hong Kong.
Especially when land is so like small in Hong Kong.
Now it's getting smaller and smaller and scattered because some of the land disappears recently.
Do you find that because of this, there is a lot of competition as well for organic produce in Hong Kong?
Right now, organic produce is just account for about 2% of the consumption in Hong Kong.
2%?
locally. Yeah. And the strong competition is coming from mainland, the conventional vegetable. Of course, they will facing the strong price differences. In conventional agriculture, the use of the pesticide, weed control, and use of the synthetic compounds, and some is not good in our human well-being.
But other than consuming organic ingredients, how about skincare? Because I know you do work with a skincare company who helps you buy organic ingredients.
Yes, I think this is our first time to have such cooperation with a such big corporation.
Yeah.
Because we have the produce of some rice bran to this company for
Like
their,
rice grains.
the rice bran to their healthcare products.
Did you know that your ingredients could not only be eaten, but it could be used on skincare?
Yes. Rice bran traditionally is very high nutrition. After fermentation, can be used for skincare, nutrition, and even can deal with some health problem.
How did this collaboration come about? Did you approach the skincare company and want to get involved in the skincare technology?
They come to us because our business is have a long-term cooperation of different farmers. So we have a strong experience on sourcing the organic produce, and we want to ensure they have the good quality and the highest quality in the market for their skincare, because skincare also is an industry, they are high demanding on the quality of the source. With this kind of cooperation, I think our business, particularly the farmer, they can secure their planting schedule because they have the order in advance. And
Because they order in bulk, is that correct?
yeah, they have this order, so the farmer can have the better schedule their resources and their farming practice. So this is very beneficial. Another way is because rice brand can promote the rice farming in Hong Kong. As you know, the rice straw, they have very beneficial to the farming. They can promote the microbial effects on farming of other plants. Also, there's good way to weed control on the farmland and benefits sustainable way to do the organic way of farming.
Today has changed my perspective of how I see skincare and beauty products, as we learn about the process of making these everyday items. As an artist myself, we work irregular hours, so we look tired on camera. So it's easy to turn to short-term solutions, but in the long term, this is damaging to our internal health. Luckily, we have some people who are willing to dedicate their time to create innovative products for all of us.